Oh, hello. Thanks for popping in today. I'm just sitting down to do a little get ready with me today. And I want to ask you a question. And that question is, have you ever been shamed for something totally normal and natural before? I feel like that's a pretty universally common experience that most of us humans do have. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. There's been a lot. There's been a lot going on in the world last week. And I had to take a beat myself. Like, I had to take a moment because, listen, there's a lot of companies, a lot of corporations out there that have spent a lot of money to make sure that we all think that there's something wrong with us. Okay? Now, I'm all for a little self-care, all for a little beauty routine, truly. It's pretty is my passion. I love it. It's been my career. But I want to talk this week a little bit about boundaries, healthy boundaries in this like wild society that we are finding ourselves interacting in right now in this in times such as these. I mean, honestly, like with the you know what, you know, the FILES, those guys, those things. I gotta tell you, that show was triggering, like in a way that I guess I wasn't really prepared for because, truth be told, I have known for quite some time what's been going on out there in the elite circle. It's just like an inherent kind of knowing that something is not right there. And what we've seen in the last few years has confirmed that in every possible way. And what we've seen in the last few days and weeks is absolutely sickening and horrifying and disgusting. And I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about that, but that's not what we're here to talk about today, because while I acknowledge the horror, I refuse to let myself stay there, to stay in that place, because you guys know me by now. If you've watched any of the few videos that I've put out, I refuse to feel any kind of way that someone is trying to manipulate me into feeling. And there's a big sense of mass manipulation screaming its little red flag head to me right now. And so I choose not to let it drag me down. That's what I'm choosing. Even though I know and acknowledge that it is a horrifying reality that we are being faced with in our faces right now. But what I want to say about it is, in an overall sense, is that there's nothing wrong with you, okay? That's what I would really like to see us all be able to maybe take from this knowledge, this horrifying knowledge that's being pushed into our faces all minutes of all days right now, is that there's nothing wrong with you. There is something wrong with society. I mean, at this point, that's pretty undeniable, I would say, right? And so while I just get a little very minimally fresh beauty routine to feel just a little more alive today, because it's been a hard one, I gotta tell you. It took me 40 minutes just to ground myself enough that I could be ready to show up here, because I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety around this topic. It's something that is triggering for a lot of people, myself included. But what I don't want to see from us as a society is this normalization, this belief that if it's gotten this twisted, then there must be like something wrong with us that we've allowed this to happen. Like that shame and that blame and that low vibrational place of hopelessness, of not knowing what to do. That's where they want us to be right now. Okay. So we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. Even though it can be so easy to want to kind of go to that place of like, how did we get here? You know, when something goes catastrophically wrong, the way that we're seeing that this has been catastrophically wrong, what's been happening, and it's all coming into the light now. The powers that be, they're working in overtime to make us, to turn that shame around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. And I, for one, will not. No, no. No, no. I am too much of a free thinker to get caught up in that trap. And so I come here today just to offer, I guess, a sense of grounding, a sense of, it's not you, it's them, it's society. That is what is happening right now. What we're witnessing being unveiled is the shame of society. And it's not us who should be ashamed. It's not the people who were taken advantage of that should be ashamed. It is the people who are perpetrating this. Like, what? I'm so confused by what we're still deferring to this guy, our president. Like, we're still deferring to him for matters of, things like national security. Like, what? Laws, legalities. What? Like, that's so weird. That's so weird that we would even consider doing that at this point, given what we've seen. And that's just my opinion. And again, it's not even where I want to go today. It's just, it's kind of hard not to, right? When it's being pushed in our faces every minute, every hour, every day, every platform. I mean, my gosh. It's almost like it's by design. It's almost like it's part of some kind of plan to keep us tired and broken, angry and divided. It's so weird. It's just so weird. I don't know. So this is my own personal little self-care revolution. I've told you guys that here before. It's an opportunity and a platform, I guess, for me to kind of share a little bit, especially with these little brambly get ready with me videos that I want to just see how they go for a little while and make. Just like give you an opportunity to kind of know my perspective a little bit, because I had an interesting interaction yesterday on social media where this person, this lady who I guess follows me or is connected with me somehow there, decided to just come like drop in and make a little snarky comment to me. And I see this kind of behavior often in the social media space. And I know exactly what it is. Like, you're not fooling anybody. I know exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to drop in for some controversial visibility on my post. And like, it's just so ick. Honestly, it's so gross. Because I'm trying to build my own community and my own connections. And like, if you're somebody who's there also in that space and doing that same thing, like, you know that. So it's super ick to see somebody just kind of like moving like that. But then at the same time, I also know too that social media rage baits us, right? Like, it wants to get us into that state of like, I'm so mad about something, I have to fight somebody about it. Like, that's how it's designed. And oh gosh, I feel like I'm having an orange right now because we're doing Whole30 right now, and it's been a really good experiment, but I gotta tell you, I'm getting hungry. So I just eat a lot of fruit, but it is a great reset. I'm feeling that reset from the cravings in a very, very good and big way. Anyways, it's something that has taken me such a long time to learn about navigating in the online space, because I've made this mistake in business before as a brick and mortar entrepreneur, in making the assumptions that everybody kind of moves the way that I move, with like good intention and integrity, just like honesty and upfrontness. That's kind of how I move. And people don't. Like, that's something I've realized, is that a lot of people actually don't. And just like it took me a long time in the brick and mortar world to realize that that's not always going to be the case, even, no matter how good of a judge of people I consider myself to be. People can always kind of mask their true self, their true intentions, especially people who are good at it and have been practicing at it for a really long time. They can totally do that. That's why social media is such a trip. Like, it's a weird culture to me, to be like trying to build a business in a place where nobody's really saying what they really think, or they're just saying it to get a reaction. I don't know. It's really, anyways, that's a side tangent. What I really do want to talk about is boundaries, because it was so easy for me, and because I've been practicing for a while now, this concept of having strong energetic boundaries, and I've had lots of good tests along the way and things that have helped shape and mold that experience for me as a human. Oh man, being human, that's a topic we talk about on my friend Jenny's channel. Actually, that's really fun. I can, if you want the link, I can send you the link. Just say so. Anyways, a little plug for my pal Jenny there. Sidetracked. I'm almost finished peeling this orange for myself to have a little orangey snack here. Do you also love the smell of orange peels? Because peeling an orange, that's one of my favorite activities. As dorky as that sounds, it is. I just love it. Because then you get to eat the delicious orange afterwards, and it just smells so good. Oh, okay. So at this point, if you're still watching, I imagine you must be a little bit intrigued to kind of get my personal perspective, because that's what we're talking about today, on boundaries and energetic boundaries and protecting your energy when you're working and moving in an online space for the purpose of business. And what I want to share is that it's hard. Like, it can be really difficult sometimes to be subject to these algorithms the way that we are. Because no matter if you want to be or not, whether you like it or not, you are. If you're participating, you are subject to the mass mental manipulation experiment that is being conducted on us with all of these free apps. Like, it just is what it is. And so it can be difficult, you know. I've had a lot of real life things go on that I've had to spend time navigating through for my own mental health. And one of those things, was this really fantastic idea that me and my best buds had a few years back. So good. Sorry. Maybe it's super rude to eat while I have this mic on, but it's just what it's looking like this afternoon. I'm telling you, the self-care has to come first for me right now. That's why I'm in my Snuggie, and that's why I'm just taking it easy today, because I'm feeling it. I'm like in the midst of this massive shedding of identity again. It's been coming and coming and coming. And it's a lot, you know. Back in 2022, I closed down my brick and mortar studio, and that was really hard. Me and my two best friends had tried with all of our might to get that going in a different direction that was brand new to the area at the time. That's kind of my MO. I do tend to find myself kind of ahead of the curve on a lot of things, and so it oftentimes leads to people not really getting or understanding what it is that I'm trying to do. And that was the case with the studio. It was a micro elopement studio in our area. It was a great idea. We just didn't have enough time to execute it. And we gave it our all. We really did. It was kind of like our little Hail Mary effort to save a sinking ship, for lack of a better term. The salon wasn't working out anymore, and we were trying our best to find a way to allow it to still exist in some way so that we could all stay together and work together and be together. And it just didn't work out. And it's really difficult. I actually found myself at a local networking event that kind of helped me with the healing of that. And I've been, I guess you could say, microdosing my pain around that subject in various ways, locally in real life. And that's helping me. But it still can be kind of an unexpected trigger sometimes when I show up to the online space and I just sometimes am bombarded with ideas and things and offers and all this stuff that I'm like, holy fucking shit, like that was my idea 5 years ago. And everybody thought that it was dumb and like nobody got it. They didn't understand what we were trying to do. And it hurts, man. Like it just sucks because it set me down a very deep path of being depressed for a really long time. To watch my business fail so spectacularly, despite all of my best efforts. I just was not in a place to be able to run it or like do it anymore, even though I kept trying. I just kept trying. I shouldn't have. I should have just let it lie, but like we can should ourselves all day long. I'm not gonna do that. But I wanted to share that because it made me kind of an angry person for a while, because I felt feelings. I felt feelings about the fact that my business didn't make it. I felt feelings about the fact that nobody around me seemed to like really understand outside of those two people who were in it with me. Like nobody really seemed to understand what a loss it was for me, personally and professionally. Like it was rough. And, life is what it is and life moves forward. Anyways, in one direction or another, you can lay down and let it pass you by while you see everybody else putting ideas into place that were once yours. And, okay, so what? One I didn't work out. You can have another idea. You can try another angle on it. For me, it's been part of my boundaries with myself has been learning how to know when it's time to say adios to something and how to know when it's the time to like dig in and see it through. I'm very challenged by this. It's something that I've not, I would not say that I've 100% gotten a handle on it, but this 30-day experiment that I just did with my partner has been amazing because it gave me a chance to really just get focused, give myself strong boundaries for like where my energy needed to go, and kind of make my online world a lot less important. I had been coming at this online space from such a place of like, I need this to work. I need this to work. I need this to work because I can't go back to a job. Like I just can't do it. It's so awful to me. And I just need this all to work in the way that I want it to work. Well, guess what, me? You don't get to control that shit. It's going to work out how it's going to work out. And all I can really do is be super clean, super clear in my boundaries, both in real life and online. And I think that that's going to be a real key to like moving forward for me. I just spent all that work to peel it, so. So like today is a really good example, right? Because what I had intended to do was to get up and do my outreach exercises that I need to do for my business and get myself ready, film a video while I do it, get myself to the Excuse me, it's so juicy. Get myself to the coffee shop so that I can upload my video from Monday and just like keep chugging the machine, you know what I'm saying? And I was just feeling so anxious. Like I said, it took me 40 minutes of just like, I set one of my normal practices that I set a 5-minute timer for meditation. I was feeling a little antsy and in my head today, so I set it for 7. And for 7 minutes, I just witnessed my mind just run away and run away and run away and run away to topic after topic after topic after topic and like worry and plan, worry and plan, worry and plan. And when I get into those headspaces, sometimes the only thing for me to do is keep putting that meditation on until I can make my mind be still for 7 minutes. 7 minutes is not a long time. I've been practicing meditation for a really long time, and 7 minutes shouldn't be a long time. But when I get into these like anxiety rotations, it took me 40 minutes today. I had to just like do it again. And okay, yep, nope, you're still busy minded. So we're going to do it again. And when you have a job where you have to be to a place at a certain time, obviously you can't do that, right? So it meant that for me, I was always showing up here in not my best energy, not the kind of energy that feels how I want it to feel. I want this space to be a place and a space of inspiration and a little bit of information too. But like, I want to inspire people to know that this big mental manipulation experiment that we're all experiencing, that is trying so hard to make sure that we stay tired and broke and part of the machine, it doesn't work on everybody. It doesn't work for everybody. There are some people who are super comfortable in that and like fucking good for you. I'm so happy for you. I was in misery. I was in misery. And I don't think that I was contributing to the world in any kind of positive or helpful way. And I know that for some people it feels like a pipe dream to think that could be your life, that you could get to wake up every day and actually love what you do. Sucks that you feel that way, man, but I know that you can, because I've done it before. I've created something quite beautiful that worked out very successfully, and then I watched it just like epically burn to the ground, metaphorically speaking, at my own hand in a lot of senses. And so now it feels so important for me and so just freeing and healing. And I'm so grateful that I have the space and the ability to be able to spend that 40 minutes to ground myself so that I can show up here and tell you, listen, you can put up boundaries, even if you have to go. Like when I had to go to my job at the corporate cell phone carrier for those 2 years that I was there, that's the most recent job that I recently have moved on from. I'm telling you, I'm going to get into stories about that experience here in a minute, like probably on our next video. But like the way that I had to learn patience and the way that I had to learn energetic boundary setting and like calm protection of those boundaries, that was a real skill that I had to develop. Like for real. Because when I was my own boss and I was in charge of my business, I didn't necessarily have to control it as much. I could pretty much say what I wanted to say. And, sometimes I really pissed people off. There's some colorful Yelp reviews out there for my salon business. Honestly, they just make me fucking laugh so much because sometimes people just take shit so seriously. And if you don't have strong energetic boundaries for yourself, and especially if you're working in a customer service space or any kind of space where you're dealing with other people, people will trigger you. You will trigger them. It's inevitable. It will happen. And if you can't draw a calm, clear boundary of what you are willing to allow to affect your energy, you're going to be miserable all the time, right? So I have tools for this. I have a tool, and it's a little gifty gift that I will be happy to send to you if you just drop a little comment and say, what do we want to say? Just say self-love, man, and I'll send you the info. Because it's something that it's not listed. It's for people who are part of my programs. But if you send a message to me, I will be happy to send it to you as my gift, because I want you to have it. Quite honestly, I think it's really important in this insanity that we're all experiencing for us to have tools to protect our energy. Because when we're playing into that mind spiral, we're playing into their little manipulation game. And I'm not about that. And I'm not about that for you either. So I'm just gonna vitamin C is such a good snack. Oh, it's so good. Honestly, I guess I could edit this out, but I probably won't because I really hate editing. I'll probably just leave it in. If you don't want to watch me eat this orange, you can just fast forward through it. I'll be done in a second. Girls gotta eat, you know what I mean? Woo! All right. I feel much better now. I was starting to get a little like crazy for the day, you know what I mean? That low blood sugar drop in the middle of the afternoon when it's time for a snack. It's a little trickier on the Whole30 because I'm so used to eating so many toasts. Like, I love toast. I just love toast, but we can't have toast on Whole30. Anyways, so in addition to the resource that I'm going to give you as my gift, the energetic boundary meditation that you'll ask me for if you want, I'm also going to drop a couple other links in the comments for this video, because I have a few things that I'd like to invite you to. You know, I'm trying some things out in this channel and these regular videos being part of that, but I also have some events coming up. So like, I have one, it's going to be called the Self-Love Mastery Masterclass, and it's going to be happening on the 15th, right after Valentine's Day. Right, and I feel like a lot of people could use a little extra self-love. I don't know. Don't even get me started on Valentine's Day. I have so many feelings about it. And then the other one that is going to be coming up next month in March is the How Can I Help Virtual Retreat. It's going to be the first one that we'll ever do. And so it's like our kickoff event. It's a networking event. I'll share details of it in the links that I'm going to pop down here. But it's going to include a meditation for healthy boundaries for the collective and healing, right? Because I think one of the most powerful things that we can do is change our minds and collectively focus our mind energy towards a greater good, a better world. Like, you know, I know monks, they've been meditating for world peace for hundreds and hundreds of years, but like, it couldn't hurt to help them out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's all start to focus our energy a little bit more intentionally on the reality that we want to see. Be the change that you want to see in the world. And for me and for you too, that really starts with rebuilding your own self-trust. Okay, it's a revolutionary act right now in this insane world that we're living in, that wants you so badly to believe that you should be ashamed of whatever it is that you feel, that you should go with the flow and go with the crowd and, you know, watch that Super Bowl and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that here. I might have to bleep it out. Dang it, I'm gonna have to edit something, and I hate editing so much. But anyways, watch that game and know that if you feel wrong about it, if something in yourself is telling you that it isn't right, okay? And right now, self-trust, that's all we got, baby. That's the only thing we have. We're living in a world where AI exists and you can't believe what you see online for sure. Like, for real, like, you really can't, because any of it could be made up. We don't know how to tell. We don't know how to tell. You might think you know how to tell, but we don't know how to tell. There are such sophisticated ways of making people believe things and fight over things, and it's all done with computers and algorithms. And I don't know about you, but I'm finding the human one-to-one face-to-face connection to be calling to me in a very important way. So that's why I keep showing up here to climb my very own personal cringe mountain on this YouTube journey, because it's what my inner self is telling me I need to do. And I'm embodying that trust in myself to do the thing and share in the way that feels most comfortable, even if it's a little bit uncomfortable. So if you need a hand with your boundaries, I'm happy to help. I'm dropping some resources in the links for you guys, and hit subscribe, hit like, show a little love in the comments, and let's stay connected, because I have so much more coming for you guys. And I'll try to eat my snack next time before I get on my video. Maybe not. I don't know. I think I forgot mascara, but honestly, like, I don't even care. I'm just gonna put on a sweatshirt and go to the coffee shop. So that's our get ready with me today. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.